Good afternoon. This is the knitting news from Knit Happens Teesside for the 5th week of 2024. Last night at knitting, Jill was making her pink, purple and orange lace garment. I still don't know whether it's a jumper or a cardigan. That I showed you last week. Now she's knitted the back. So she's done quite a lot. She's quite a fast knitter. And it's got a lot of give in it, but she's not sure if it's wide enough. And really, maybe she might block it. And she's also thinking of doing the front or the fronts the next size up, so it's a bit bigger. Which isn't a bad idea, especially if you've got a bust, because you're going to be bigger on the front than the back anyway, aren't you? Really. Helen's finished her lap blanket and she's been doing some yarn chicken playing around the edge just to edge it. She's done one colour and then when she tried the next colour then it didn't work out and she's ended up so far from the end. Not sure if she can find some more yarn the same colour or pull that back and do a different colour, because I think she's got more of the other colours left that she could use. Fee was there. Fee had, she had a mohair and 4-ply shawl that she's doing that's got the wibbly lines that I've shown you on a previous video. And she said she's playing yarn chicken, but the thing is, Fee doesn't follow a pattern. I don't think she ever follows a pattern. She might take a theme from a pattern and then do her own thing. So hers is quite big already, so I don't know if she ran out of yarn, would any of us know? I don't think we would. Andy had a giant skein. No, it wasn't a skein, it was a cone, and it was about as wide as my head. A giant cone of lace weight. Well, it looked like Shetland because it had lovely little colours through it, but it was mainly kind of a turquoisey colour, which is her favourite colour, and she bought it from Yarndale, I think, and she couldn't leave it behind because it was just perfect for her. She said she's knitting a basket. So if she knits a basket and I get to see it, I'll take a picture and I'll show you, because I don't quite know how she means and what size and what she's going to do with it. But she cast on last night anyway. We were all oohing and eyeing, and this cone is 1 kilogram of lace weight. And we were wondering how many miles of yarn would be on the cone, because it would be an awful lot. Maybe I should just Google it. I was running around all day sorting wool out, and then went to knitting without my wool and without my knitting. And also without my cup, because if you take your own cup, you get a free drink after a few drinks. So Fee said, I've got some more knitting in my bag. Do you want to do some of mine for me? So I thought, well, yes, I'll do that, because that would be better than not knitting at all. And the other knitting that Fee had in her bag was her knickers pink nipple shawl. And I'm going to put a photograph on for you to see. She told me what she was doing. She was slipping the first stitch of each row, and on one edge she was increasing by picking a loop up and knitting into the back of it, and every now and then she did a bobble. So I did do a few rows and a few bobbles, and I did think my nipples were neater than hers. And the tension was okay, so you couldn't absolutely tell the difference between her knitted section and my knitted section. So that was all right. I just did a few rows. It saved sitting there not doing any knitting at all. But she's also wanting to, I think I mentioned, she's wanting to colour it. But with it being pure wool, she's thinking of getting light sensitive dyes or paints and doing it that way. So that'll be interesting, won't it? I shall be taking pictures of that too and showing you. I know she's done things before where you put like a leaf on she's done that before. I don't really understand. Today is my and my husband's wedding anniversary. It's 22 years, which is copper. So I've bought him a pan, a copper pan. I'm sure he'll be quite pleased with it. And he went all the way to Aldi, which is where he goes every week, and got me some chocolates. And some other bits and bobs. Just nibbles, but we're going to go out for a meal. So last year we went to McDonald's, and this year we're going to Burger King for dinner. But we're going out for a meal tomorrow night with the kids and their partners. So that'll be nice. Anyway, I've been promised lunch and a medlar tree. So that's good, isn't it? Because we did, in Vlogmas, I did show the tree that had fallen down. And that tree was holding up a honeysuckle. So the honeysuckle's sort of homeless. And I'm not sure that the fence can hack it. A tree would be much better. Or a post. So that's what we're doing today. Going out for our lunch. Right, I'm going to show you all my shawls, or most of the ones I can put my hands on. And I've got a few names as well. And I was thinking, because we've been discussing what shapes are good and how to wear them. I think I love knitting them, so I wear them because otherwise there'd be no point. Some of them that I have knitted I don't have anymore because I've given them away, because they do make a good gift. Even if you're wearing them around the house. But I have given a couple away, and I don't know if they get worn or not, but it doesn't matter, does it? So I'm just going to go and get them and show you them. Right. This shawl is April Showers. And it's made with Rosie's Moments. And it was a ball of hand-wound yarn, hand-dyed, that had little gifts hiding in it, which was great. It was really nice to, and I didn't cheat. I got the gifts out as they came. This, even that was in it. That's great, isn't it? I think the hubster's open. So this is kind of, what would you call it, a shawlette. You can just wear it like that. But I tend to tie it when I go out, and then I've got cover. It's just enough cover. Good size. Good shape. This is a dragon tail. Double-trebble-dragon-tail. And it was one skein of ball, one ball, 50 grams probably, of just delectable colours. So it's like a little neckerchief. So obviously it's just more of an accessory than something that's actually going to keep you warm. Nice though. I did a bit of research before I started filming, but I didn't see this one on my list. So I can't really tell you what it is. It's rather lovely. That's not very long. I did nearly lose it once. It fell off when I was out, probably because it's not very long. See, it doesn't go around quite that far. Maybe a shawl pin in that one. That would look good, wouldn't it? Just pin there, then you can see the nice detail. It might be on my list somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then there's this I've shown you recently, which is my birds of a feather. And I know Andrea Mowry can show you how to wear it. But it's just a matter of getting it round your neck, isn't it? With this being sort of kid mohair and silk, it's got drape and it's not very heavy, and it just does what you want it to do, really. Oh, it is a bit long. I find it's a bit long. Because that's like down to my knees, that bit. And I've shown you that before and told you that before. So, not quite sure with this one. I suppose you could like pull it more like that and wear it like that. Whoops. Away box. But it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous yarn. Doesn't itch. Not me, anyway. I'm not funny like that. I'm drinking coffee. And the parrot started up, which means the husband's back. And I want to show you my pie shawl. But it's not next. The next one is Bain de Soleil, which is, this is a single, hand-dyed single. That's just some dark, another hand-dyed, and this is Suri alpaca, which is just the softest yarn I've ever touched. So this is my fancy one that I like to show off my skills with, because it's quite obvious, isn't it? So it's more of a, see, that is better than Birds of a Feather. Right, the biggest one is my Elizabeth Zimmer pie shawl. Zimmerman Elizabeth Zimmerman pie shawl. I think he's worked out what I'm doing, which is, it's kind of big. It was really fun. So the formula is you have to do the right amount of increases after the right amount of rows to get the flat circle. And the increases are just yarn overs. Knit one yarn over, knit one yarn over. And it's, well, it is lovely, but I don't... It's a shawl pin job, because there's too much of it. It's not really what I'd wear to go out in. But was lots of fun to make, and is soft. And it was just a comb. Might maybe go like that with it. So I could, but I don't. So that would be folded in half. I mean, if I'd just washed my hair and I was sitting on the sofa, I could do this and keep my head warm, because the draft comes down the stairs sometimes. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use any of this, and I'm talking quiet because my husband's in. I have to go and see him because it's our anniversary. So, see you later. This shawl is Eliza by Annika and Alice, and it's got lots of beads on it. The beads are put on with a very small crochet hook. Every time you need one, you get the knitted stitch with the hook. Put the bead on the hook first, pull the loop up and slip it on and then knit it, which makes them stand in the centre of the stitch rather than on one leg of the stitch, as you probably know. It was a lot of fun to make that, and it is more or less as long as Birds of a Feather, but it's less, there's less bulk. So, yeah, it goes round, all the way around twice, and lovely colours. Not too bulky, good for travelling with, really, because you get that warmth around your neck, or you can just put it around your shoulders. Yeah, that's another one. Oh, you see a theme in the colours. So this is this week's update on my ugly cat shawl. Oh, I'm in the middle of a row. I did show it earlier on in the week on Knitting Wars with politically incorrect knitters, and that was fun. So I did my haze stripe, but it wasn't very big at all. And then this is Kid Silk Haze, and then this is Andean Mist, and this is, well, it's as soft as the Suri Alpaca. They're very similar. I'm not sure what's in the Andean Mist, but I did buy it from eBay for not that much money, and I've seen some since for a lot of money. And I have another bag of blue. And it's so soft, I think I might make a top with it. Because it's not going to be irritating at all. So that's what I've been working on. And something over here. When you have an itchy nose, it means you're going to come into money. Doesn't it? So when I was online earlier in the week, I was knitting this. So it's just the second sleeve was about there last time I showed you, so I got quite a bit done. But that's just plodding on. It will get exciting when I get to the point where I'm going to put the underskirt part underneath with this nice sparkly yarn. That'll get a bit more exciting then, won't it? It's all about the yarn and the colours. I've just found another shawl. This is a Secret Friend. It looks like it's got a bit creased because this is kind of silky. So it was a knit along where you got a pattern release each week for a few weeks, and I think we started here. So obviously the holes are the increases, I think. And then we have this nice textured section. My yarns are all mixed up, they're not the same. So this is silky, this section. And then these are more woolly, and they're all scraps. But I did like the colours. And this is obviously got a bit of floof on it. And then back to silk, and then the end is like another triangle bit. So that was an interesting knit. I like that one. And it's been at the bottom of the pile, so I might wear it. I think they all go together. They should be displayed somewhere. If I had a big house, I'd probably do so, but I don't. It was big enough, but it's in no way a big house. So that's kind of an asymmetrical, or is it quite symmetrical? It's quite symmetrical. No, it's just slightly off. But it doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't need to be. So how do I wear this one? Probably like that. I might put that down there. Yeah. Well, that looks all right. I've got knitter's shoulder. No, I don't think it's knitting, but I've had a dicky shoulder all my life. When I was about, it was actually around my birthday. In fact, it might have been on my birthday when I was about 15. Me and all my friends went to the park. And they weren't so child-friendly them days. The slide was very high and the floor was very hard. Not made out of tyres or whatever they make it out of now. It wasn't bouncy. And I was running up the slide the wrong way. Up the slippy slide. Up the slippy bit. And somebody was coming up the steps. So I rushed and I went to grab the safety rail at the top and I missed. And I went over. And I broke my wrist. So it looks a different shape than the other one, but you can't tell with my watch on. But it was all this side that hit the floor. And they kind of checked me over, but I've had pain in my right hip and my right shoulder's never been quite right. But that's nothing in compared to what other people have to put up with, is it? So me and a secret friend and my long-term husband, long enough, are going out for lunch. tomorrow I'm going to do the Durham Guild of Spinners, Weavers and Dyers, and Helen's coming as well, and it's the AGM, so we'll know a little bit more about what goes on. So I'm quite looking forward to that. So that's my Saturday taken up. So more news maybe next week.